Okay, guys, this is going to be a relatively quick one today, and I actually mean that this time. So, I've been talking about a few different content creators lately. Three of them that I've been talking about is ShortFatOtaku, also known as Dev, and then you have Hasan Abe, and then you have IDubbbz. Now, I have, to my name, an account on Social Blade, and I pay for a silver membership. Now, if you don't know what Social Blade is, it's basically an account, it's a website that tracks different statistics from different social media websites. Now, they used to track information from Twitter, and then after that, X, and they have claimed that, well, they can't do it anymore because now they would have to pay a certain amount of money to get access to it, and they can't get the negotiations done with the current leadership at Twitter. I don't blame that on Elon, but I'm still really upset about it because that information was very useful to me for a while. However, they still have access to the data for TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and I think one or two other websites. Now, the interesting thing about this is you can actually see what their subscriber count was as much as 3 years ago. Or and then you can also see like what they're projected to get. Now, the way YouTube works with its subscribers, the more subscribers you have, um, the faster you should grow. It's kind of an exponential growth kind of thing. For instance, if I look up my name based on the amount of subscribers I've gotten since I started getting videos out again 2 weeks ago, I would have 11,000 by a year from now. Now, I doubt that entirely. It would be cool. I would love to get there someday, but it's not really anything I'm that concerned about. This is mostly just me to like organize my thoughts, and if people like it and people want to get interested in politics and other like topics like this, I would be happy to provide information to people if they're willing to watch it. But anyways, for the people that we're talking about today, they have had recent controversies. Now, ShortFatOtaku, I mentioned him before. He has caused several issues. He has alienated many of the people around him. He is completely and utterly convinced that everything he says and does is 100% correct. And he has made some absolutely horrible takes recently and stabbed many people in the back, causing real world harm to many of his former friends and actually causing just a whole host of issues. He's a total drama whore, is what I'm saying. And he is not very well liked within the community that likes Arch Warhammer. Because he is a friend with Arch Warhammer and also with Sargon of Akkad. But as time goes on, he has become more and more Trump deranged and more hateful of the right and more unwilling to actually listen to the opinions of others. He recently came out and said that he will start to be more grounded and down to earth. But the way he has put it, it really does not seem that way. And he refuses to engage in political debates with not only Ace 1918, which is another friend of Arch, and me, who is a huge fan of Arch. I mean, I have directly spoken to ShortFatOtaku before, and I have challenged him to a debate, and he has tentatively agreed, and he has never gone back to me. I was specifically going to debate him on the charges against Trump, and he has never taken me up on the offer, never got me onto his show, and, well, let's just say that he is a bit of a coward. Now, starting from June 30th, 2024, that is when he was at his peak subscriber count on YouTube. He had 160,000 subscribers, and now he is down to 147,000. He has lost 13,000 60,000 subscribers. At the current rate he's going, by this time next year, he'll probably be down to 135k according to Social Blade. And it's not just the controversies that have driven him downwards. The controversies really did start in June in 2024, but it has been a steady downward trajectory for him. His opinions have just gotten more and more deranged, and less people that are in his sphere are interested in his opinions. After all, while he says that he's center-left, a lot of people who watched him were either center-right, or right-wing. And since he is moving further and further to the left and becoming more and more hateful of Trump, he has started to lose a lot of his support. Because if you're not aware, both Arch and Sargon of Akkad are huge fans of Trump. Now, not majorly so. Arch is not like talking about Trump every single day. But Sargon definitely wants something similar, or someone similar to Trump, in order to take over the UK in a way to stop illegal immigration and to actually allow conservative and libertarian policies to start taking effect instead of, arresting people for blasphemy against Islam in the UK. If you're not aware, literally, they are starting to arrest people in the UK for blasphemy against Islam. It has gotten very, very stupid in the UK. Now, another person I want to talk about is IDubbbz. IDubbbz, he has been falling off a cliff for a while now. And he had a recent acceleration off of a cliff. You see, he hasn't been producing content in quite a while. He has spent more and more time, it seems, helping his wife manage her OnlyFans account, which is... I'm not going to go over my opinion on that again. I just think that's so disturbing to me and really stupid. But anyways, looking at Social Blade, you can see in May 31st of 2022, he had 7,760,000 subscribers. Now, that's a lot of subscribers. Now, 3 years later, he is down to 7,040,000 subscribers. So he is down 720,000 subscribers. Almost 750,000 people. He has really fallen off. It seems he has hit his true peak, and that anything he makes from now on may get a lot of eyes, but he is really reached beyond what he is capable of getting. It seems that for a while he got to the peak of his popularity, and that his relationship with his wife has really destroyed any ambition he has for his career, and he has stopped making good content. And his content, not only has he stopped making content, or as much content as he used to, his content has gone down significantly in quality. And he, in the last 3 years, has just been continuously bleeding out. It's really a shame what's happened to him. I, again, didn't really watch any of his videos, but hearing about how he has treated his best friend, Ethan Klein, and how he has completely stabbed people in the back for people like Hasan Piker, it is absolutely awful, the kind of stuff that he has been involved in, and I do not feel any pity for him whatsoever. He totally deserves all the hate he has been getting, and normally I don't say stuff like that, but my God, he has been just a absolutely horrible person. So his downfall is actually very satisfying to me. And the way he's going, it just seems like he has already hit his peak, and he's just going to bleed out from here on out. And it's over for him, basically. He still has over 7 million subscribers. That's several orders of magnitude more than I have. Definitely, it's doing some quick math. Let's see here. I don't care. It doesn't really matter. I just find it absolutely interesting looking at these numbers. Now, you might want to wonder why I actually added Hasan Abe in here. That's his Abi, A-B-I. Um, why I would add him in here? Because he's actually gaining in popularity. In fact, some of the Democrats are trying to make him the Joe Rogan of the left, despite the fact that Joe Rogan is a leftist and in the past supported Bernie Sanders, and outright a man who has claimed to be a democratic socialist. Now, as I mentioned in my video yesterday, for the few of you who actually watched that, he's not really a democratic socialist, and if he is, he hasn't been acting like one because of the way he's been voting. He has gone further to the right, which is still far left, in order to align with other people in the Democratic Party, because if he doesn't follow the party lines, even though he's not a Democrat, he will never get enough support and they'll eventually start trying to go after his position, and he is too old to be fighting it. So he's just been coasting along and trying to show some unity with the Democrats despite not actually being one. Now, again, I want to mention that Hasan Piker has been going up with his numbers. Now, he has had a YouTube channel for a while, even though he's technically a Twitch streamer. Now, he has a vlog, which is not that popular, but he's not made many videos for it. He'll only make a true video for it like every few months or so, and then he'll make like a few videos here or there for it, like in a row. For like 1 month he might release like 3 videos, and then he'll disappear for 3 months. For that account, he has gone from 30,000 as of February 28th, 2023, and in like currently he has 11 times that at 331,000. Again, not much of a change, but it has shown that even on an account that he barely uses, he does get significant amounts of growth. Now, he on his main account, so that account was at Hasan, Hasan, and then his main account on YouTube is at Hasan Abi, which is Hasan, just like the other account, but then it's followed by ABI. Now, in May 31st of 2022, he had 903,000 subscribers. Currently, he has 1,590,000 subscribers. He will, by the time of in November of this year, he'll have twice as many subscribers as he had in May of 2022. So, estimated right now in November 7th, he'll have 1,806,000 subscribers, okay? And that is the current estimates. Now, again, why would I include him? He's not bleeding out like ShortFatOtaku and IDubbbz. Well, the reason why I mention him specifically is because his situation is actually very interesting. As he has been pushed by the left, and especially the Democrats and the more far left Democrats, especially, trying to push him to become the new Joe Rogan of the left, which again, that makes no sense whatsoever, because Joe Rogan is a leftist and has been for a very long time. What has happened here is that while he becomes more popular, people actually see him more, which in the case of the Democrats is not a good thing, because this is a guy who has outright shown support for the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. Outright shown support for actual terrorist organizations. This guy has been really radicalizing a lot of people. In fact, he has probably have somewhat contributed to the growing amount of hatred inside the United States. And egged on the protests that are going on. He has some of the worst possible takes you can possibly have, too. Having said about a week before the Ukraine war kicked off, that Russia will never invade Ukraine. This is actually one of the opinions he has, and he has been very wrong many, many times. But he has continued to become more and more extreme, more and more hateful, and less likely to engage with anyone who disagrees with him. In fact, his fans have become outright rabid and tried to destroy the lives of many people who have talked against him, including Ethan Klein, who is not a political commentator. Although Ethan Klein, being a Jewish man who supports Palestine and does not support Israel, also has an opinion that Hamas should not be supported. So because of that slight disagreement, Hasan's fans have tried to destroy Ethan Klein, which brought IDubbbz into the situation. IDubbbz then betrayed Ethan Klein for Hasan and tried to destroy Ethan, which ended up just accelerating IDubbbz's gradual decline into something way worse, because now not only is he being forgotten, talking about IDubbbz, he is now hated on top of it. People don't remember him fondly anymore. I mean, I'm sure a few people do who don't really care that he stabbed on Ethan Klein in the back, but I already made whole videos on that controversy and how badly it has destroyed Ethan Klein's credibility. Hasan's credibility has been destroyed for quite a while now, and more people, though he's getting more and more subscribers, he is also being pushed by both the Democrats and especially the progressives. He has actually started to get on the news, in fact, and people have made the argument on Fox News that he is actually stoking the flames of homegrown Yorkshire Terriers, which is not an unreasonable argument to make, given that he has supported outright, groups that have been declared Yorkshire Terriers. I already said the T word early in the video, so this video is probably not he's gonna suffer for it, but it don't really matter. Anyways, in the case of Hasan, his growth is actually not a great thing because, again, he's just so extreme that he has said stuff that could be argued to be outright illegal, providing material support for Yorkshire Terriers. It's not very great for him, to say the least. Anyways, it will be interesting to see what happens in the future as time goes on. As time has passed over the last month or two, he has gotten more and more angry, more and more deranged, and he has been called out more and more, especially by guys like Nux Noir and Asmongold. And he desperately hates both of those guys. In fact, he is very angry with Asmongold because Asmongold is a centrist, like an actual centrist. But he has been leaning more and more to the right, and he disagrees with Hasan on a great many things. And Asmongold is getting way more subscribers, way more attention, way more positive interactions than Hasan could ever hope to. Whereas Hasan has been outright screaming at his chat and outright trying to destroy the lives of anyone who disagrees with him, outright calling them PDF files if they disagree with him. He has called Nux Noir that, he has called Asmongold that, and he has called, I forget what his name is, Mudahar that, which if you know those guys, none of those guys at all are any shape or form like that. And since Hasan has gone to, a club that has been busted for child trafficking, and he's outright admitted that he saw weird stuff while he was there, well, let's just say that his credibility and the chances of him ending up in prison have increased substantially since he has started to open his mouth and shove his foot as deep as he possibly can in there. But anyways, like I said, this is a short video today. It's only 20 minutes long, and this is probably something I should more aim for. But that's it for now, guys. The downfall of a few of the people I think absolutely deserve all the hate that they get. Let's just say. Anyways, goodbye for now, guys.